So you guys just check that out while you're going. Yeah, maybe can you put our email address in there? Or right here in the group chat. But send them to that email or right here in the group chat. So guys, so we're gonna get started in just a minute here, just finalizing some issues with the video broadcast and making sure that you guys are able to submit questions to the KNW agency at gmail.com, or you can participate by the group chat in the YouTube live video here. If you guys are having any problems hearing me, let me know right now so we can adjust the microphones and whatnot. Seems to be okay so far. Got everyone on board. So real quickly, just the way we typically run these events is we're going to go through and do some quick introductions, but we also encourage you guys to participate here online and submit your questions as I'm going through most of this course material, so we can answer those questions kind of on the fly and get a conversation going around a lot of this stuff. But what we're going to do is go ahead and break down, the basics of social media from Facebook to Instagram to LinkedIn and Twitter, and you'll be able to, at the end of this course, you'll be able to apply these principles of social media to any other social media network out there. Including Snapchat, Musical.ly, or anything else new that pops up. Because once you know the basics, you're really equipped to go onto the other platforms and apply those same principles. So that's what we're hoping to accomplish in this course. As I mentioned, please participate as much as possible with comments or submitting questions to our email or submitting questions on the live stream here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do a quick introduction. Guys, why don't you come up here as well, and we'll just introduce everyone. We got plenty of space here to fit you in. So my name is Quentin Ford. I started Social Media University, KNW, and a marketing company called Wild and West, based here in Los Angeles. We're actually in downtown LA right now. We typically work out of an office in Playa Vista, which is pretty cool. These are all the team members here that are partners in all the companies that we run. We are experts at building Facebook pages, Instagram pages, Twitter accounts, LinkedIn, pretty much social media all around. We reach a huge amount of people on a monthly basis, over 500 million people. So that's a little bit about me and us. This is Abraham Gomez. He's a Facebook expert in building and growing communities. I'll let you say a little something about yourself.
Yeah, so I run multiple top 1,000 websites. Currently, right now, we have over 30 million likes on Facebook. We reach, on average, over 400 million people through those pages alone. That doesn't equate, Instagram and all the other socials as well. But yeah, pretty entrepreneurial myself. Co-founded a lot of companies with Clinton, and everything's going good.
Cool, and we have Derek over here as well.
I'm Derek, project manager. I do client relations to make sure that the clients are happy and everything is done on time.
Right on, yeah. Right on. You can read more about our bios in the event description as well. Just go ahead and check those out, obviously. And then we have Angel as well.
Hey everyone, I take care of most of advertising, budgets, and create our ads, and I mostly work with Facebook advertising. Manager, Google AdWords. So yeah, that's me.
Basically, Angel's a paid advertising expert on Facebook and search as well. So if you have any questions about that stuff while we're going through everything, please direct those questions towards Angel. He's actually going to be the one checking out the live stream here and seeing all your questions come in. Him, Derek, and I'll be teaching the majority of the course, but we'll be having these guys come in and out as we go. So those are our quick introductions, and I'd love to just jump right into this and get you guys, all situated with the basics of social media and just get this thing cranking. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Glad to have you guys here. So just to start off, we got anything on there yet? Okay. So what I wanted to do is, and forgive me guys, I'm going to try to avoid this glare right here that you're seeing, so I'll be writing over here.
So we have a question from Britton Booker.
Yeah.
The first question is, run social media for a nonprofit and wondering, do I follow all people who follow us on Instagram? Not sure what the rules are on Instagram. If they follow you, do you follow them, or does who you follow matter on Instagram when you don't know who the individuals are?
Okay. Let's just hold off on the questions for now. I'm going to run through all this stuff, but I'm definitely going to get to that question, Brooke. Thank you for asking. So one thing I wanted to describe to you, and this is just basic stuff. If you know more than this, don't worry. We're going to get to it. But if you want to think of traditional advertising, it's basically you over here trying to reach tons of people, right? So let's just say millions of people. And before social media, or really, pretty much before social media, it was you trying to reach millions of people, it's sort of in an untargeted way. So think about it as if there's a billboard on a freeway right here, right? And all these cars are driving by this billboard. So this billboard has an advertisement on it, and all these people driving by are looking at this advertisement. Well, this advertisement is reaching, potentially millions of people who drive by this, billboard every day. And out of those millions of people, let's say a very small percentage of those people might actually go and investigate what this advertisement is or take action on this advertisement. So in this scenario, it would probably be less than 1% of people that would actually, take action on whatever this advertisement is. So that's the idea, is basically getting whatever your products and services are, whatever you're selling, in front of as many people as possible, and potentially millions if you can. Even if you get it in front of 10 people, that's better than nothing. So so the whole idea is just to get your products and services in front of eyeballs. And doing it this way, with the example of car traffic driving by, is one way to do it. And it's a very old school way, which kind of TV relies on, radio relied on. Cold calling was a little bit different, but that's the idea. Is if you have a product or service, you need to get in front of as many people as possible. Well, when social media came around, it really kind of changed the game, because rather than showing your advertisement to tons of people who are just driving by, you now get to pick who those people driving by are, right? So let's say your advertisement's for chocolate, and you get to pick that everyone who drives by this advertisement likes chocolate. You already know that. So your conversion rate, or the amount of people that are going to take action on your ad, is going to skyrocket. It's going to go up to anywhere up to like 35% in some cases, because all the people that are driving by your ad are hyper-targeted. So that's what the power of social media can do. You can use social media to find the exact people that you want to get in front of, and then you can advertise directly to those people, rather than kind of giving a shot in the dark, hoping that you reach a million people, and then hoping that some of those people convert. So I just wanted to lay that quick foundation for you guys, so you understand. Just how advertising works, essentially, and how it's crucial to reach people. And nowadays, rather than reaching tons and tons and tons of people that are untargeted, we have the ability to reach maybe just 10 super targeted people, or maybe 1,000 very targeted people, or 1 million very targeted people. So the next question comes up is like, well, how do I build that audience? How do I get in front of the people that I need to reach? And basically, from Facebook to Twitter to LinkedIn to Instagram, it's all the same concept. Is you have to build an audience, right? And this is what most people struggle with, is building this audience. Enough targeted people that are going to convert to customers. So on all these platforms, there are unique ways to build this targeted audience. And forgive me, I kind of wrote over here in that reflective space. So think about this as building the traffic, building those cars, getting those cars to drive by your advertisement. So there's number one is building the audience. Number two is delivering content. And this is basically your advertisement, or what keeps people in your fold, what keeps people engaged with you. And then three is basically interaction / follow-up. Okay, so on all these networks, you're number one, building an audience. Number two, delivering content. And number three, interacting and following up with people who have taken action on your content. So what I'm going to do now is kind of explain these 4 different social media networks and how you can build an audience on each of them, in most cases for free. I'll explain some paid ways as well, but looks like I have to write these things a little bit bigger. But we'll start with Facebook and growing an audience there and showing you how to target people and then grow a massive audience for not only Facebook pages, but your Facebook personal page and Facebook groups. So I want to jump into that. If we have any questions about this basic stuff right now, I can jump over to you, Derek, and see if anyone's tuned in, or do we have anything?
That was just like larger and then questions.
Particular questions about like this initial stuff before we move on would be great if anyone's asking anything about that. And I'll try to write larger for you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, cool. So Derek's going to ask me some questions if they come in, but let's go ahead and start with Facebook. And this is, hopefully that's big enough, right? FB, you see it there? A little bigger. So we'll start with Facebook. So there's three main ways to approach Facebook. You have your, we'll turn this into FBP, which means personal page. Okay, so you've got your Facebook personal page, and most people are afraid of using their Facebook personal page to market, right? When it can be super effective, and so this is one of the topics I want to focus on the most. Is people are afraid to use their friend base to talk about their products and services and market to. But there's so many advantages that you have when you build up your Facebook personal page or your personal profile here. So just number one is you can accept up to 5,000 friends on your Facebook personal page here. I'm gonna switch markers so you guys can see it a little bit better. So you have the ability to get 5,000 friends. Ooh, that looks a lot better. Now, most people have anywhere from like 200 to 1,000 friends on Facebook already without even trying. These are people from high school or people from college or people that you have met in your life that you just connect with. And this is a great base to start with in terms of your marketing. What you can do with these people is you can invite them to pages that you run. So Facebook pages, fan pages. Reverse there. So you can invite them to your fan pages. You can invite to groups. You can invite them to events. So those three things are very powerful, but you have to have a bit of a user base to invite these people to these other things, and then this user base will convert in these areas. And then you can also talk about your products and services in your posts, okay, in your daily posts. But 2,000 to 1,000 people isn't that much. You know, it's not as good as 5,000 people. So how do you increase the amount of people that you're friends with on Facebook? And hopefully this writing is large enough. Has anyone commented? Cool. So what you can do on Facebook is create like a custom search. And within Facebook, you're allowed to search for specific type of people / interests and location. Okay, which is awesome because with just these three, you can really target the type of people that you want to get to see your content. So you have to think about your Facebook personal pages as almost a fan page that you're building, where you're looking for people who want to learn about your products and services, and you can do that based on their interests and location. And location for me is key because I like to do a lot of in-person meetings, so I always search people in my immediate area, so that would be in Los Angeles for me. So, you know, within Facebook, you can do a search that looks something like entrepreneur as entrepreneur as the job title, okay? Then you can go and say interested in social media and located in LA, okay? And what's gonna happen is Facebook's going to drop down a search result of all the people that meet this criteria, and you can then add those people as friends. And it sounds weird, right? To just add random people as friends, but at this point, people are so used to that on social media that it's not that weird, and you'll see a huge amount of people accepting your friend requests. It's just kind of like LinkedIn. When you connect with people on LinkedIn, a lot of them connect back with you. Not all of them will connect back with you, but a good percentage, okay? So the key here is to search the type of people that you want to be in contact with, really narrow down the search, get the best results as you can, and then start adding those people as friends on your Facebook personal page to grow your Facebook friends up to 5,000 people, which is the max. And it's actually really easy to do. I mean, it's just like clicking a lot, you know, clicking add friend, and going through a bunch of profiles to, you know, hyper target, make sure that your Facebook personal page is curated just for a specific reason. And most of your content that you produce later on, we'll talk about that, is going to reach a lot of these 5,000 friends, as opposed to the other methods, fan pages, and groups, and events as well. So custom searching who you want to be in touch with and adding them as friends is huge. Huge first step for Facebook and your personal page. Take a quick swig of water here. Does anyone have any questions on the live stream right now? Anything about Facebook?
Somebody asks, what's the best way to capture leads?
Okay, so that's actually a great question. So the question was, what's the best way to capture leads on Facebook? Excuse me, guys, while I just erase some of this stuff so that we can make more room. So one of the best ways for me to capture leads on Facebook is when I go out and I add a ton of friends in my target market. What happens is a lot of people will say, will write a message to me on Facebook Messenger immediately and say, do I know you? And I don't. I never know. Most of the people that are on Facebook that I'm connecting with, I don't know. And what happens there? You get a little scared because you say, oh shoot, I'm reaching out to all these people, and now this guy's asking me or this woman's asking me if we know each other. So how do you handle that? Well, I've always been able to successfully turn that into a lead. And how do I do that? Well, when someone says, do I know you? I immediately respond and I say, no, I don't know you. But I saw your profile, and I'll just write that out. I'll say, but I saw your profile and I was interested in connecting with someone like you. It looks like we have a lot in common. You're an entrepreneur in Los Angeles. It'd be great to connect here on Facebook. And once you say something that's authentic and real like that in a message, that person is now in conversation with you, and you start talking about what each other do. And now it's almost as if you're connected on the phone because you're going back and forth in conversation. And many people that I've engaged with through this method have been people that have attended events. They've come to our events. Some of these people have become marketing clients. Some of these people have just turned into followers on other networks. And so that, for me, is one of the most powerful ways to engage somebody and get the conversation started. Now, you don't have to let them ask you if they know you. You can go ahead and message them once they've become friends with you and just open up the conversation. My first recommendation would be to not try to sell them something right away. Just say something like, hey, I connected with you on Facebook because it looks like we have some common interests. Like, what do you do? And then have a conversation there. And through Messenger, people always see the messages for the most part. If you're connected, if you're friends on Facebook, they will see your message. If you're not friends, it will go into a separate inbox that they might not read. So make sure you're friends with them. And just start conversations with a lot of people. And this will be a huge asset to you. People respond very rapidly and they get the conversation going. And I found that in particular at night, people are very active on Facebook, especially in conversation with Messenger. So utilize Messenger. It's huge, especially if you're trying to develop leads. And this works, for in-person meetings, also selling your product, directing people to web pages, and all that type of stuff. So I hope that answers, the lead generation question that we just got in here. Looks like there's another one.
So based on your previous skill about how to add people to your page, somebody asked, what should you do to clean up your personal page to get started to invite professionals?
Okay, so the question is, what should you do to clean up your personal page so that you can start fresh and invite the right professionals? That's a great question, and I will show you how to do that right now. So there's a little friend icon, and it looks like a guy with shoulders like that at the top of your Facebook page. And when you click on that, you can see find friends and invite friends, and there's a few options there. And so what I would do is go to your friend list and obviously look at the people that you want to unfriend to start. But so I'm sorry, what was the question again? How do you clean up your profile? Yeah, I mean, this would be the easiest way to do it, is to kind of defriend people. But what you want to do is you want to go to the mobile version of Facebook, which is m.facebook. .com. Here, I'll write that bigger for you guys. m.facebook. .com. When you go to m.facebook.com and you go over to your friends, rather than sort of a messy desktop version, you have a very simple mobile version, which allows you to unfriend people very quickly with a little button like this, so you can literally be on your phone and just kind of tap it out with your thumb and unfriend the people that you are not interested in being connected with. There is one other problem that you might run into when you start sending out tons of friend requests. There are the people that won't respond to your friend requests, and on Facebook, if you have more than 1,000 requests out that are unanswered, then Facebook will stop you from adding more people or requesting more people. And so what you'll want to do there is you'll go to the mobile version of Facebook again. You'll go up to your friends and you'll navigate to a section where you'll see invited friends. And you'll see a whole list of people you invited that haven't responded, and you can uninvite. This is a little button like that. And so you can just tap those out very quickly as well, or if you go to the mobile version on your desktop, then you can uninvite people with your mouse a lot faster than you could if you were using the actual desktop platform. So those are two ways to kind of keep your crowd clean and manage that whole process. So the idea with Facebook and the personal page is to invite a ton of people and maybe wait a few days for those people to respond, and then go uninvite the people who haven't connected with you, and then restart the process over again. So you're constantly inviting and uninviting, inviting and uninviting until you reach the 5,000 limit, and you've got a pretty solid user base there on your personal page. For the sake of time, I'm going to go through and just explain a few things about Facebook pages and groups as well. So once you have your 5,000 on your personal, you can do a lot of cool things with these people. You can drive them to your fan page. So you can invite them to your fan page. So now we're on fan pages, and I'll just put it up here. Facebook fan pages. All right. So FFP. This is the second version of Facebook that you want to work with. So you can go ahead and invite 5,000 of your friends to a fan page. Once you do that, only a certain percent of these people are going to convert into to likes of your page. Okay? But out of the 5,000, you're going to get a lot more likes than if you had, let's say, 200 friends to 1,000 friends. And depending on how targeted your Facebook fan page is to your 5,000 friends, so let's say all your friends are recruiters, and your fan page is about recruiting, let's put an R for that, then you'll have a much bigger conversion rate from your 5,000 friends to the people that end up liking your fan page. So keep that in mind. If you want to build a fan page, right off the bat, I would focus on growing your friends first, and then inviting them to your fan page. The other thing that you can do, and I explained this before, is invite these 5,000 friends to a group. And groups are highly engaged. They reach a lot more people than a fan page would. So if you invite your 5,000 friends to a group, again, a certain percentage of those people will convert and become part of your group. And in your group, you have much more of a reach to the people who are part of this. So in a fan page, you only have about 2% reach on a Facebook fan page. It's around 2%. What's that?
1 to 3.
Just 1 to 3 percent reach on your Facebook fan page. In a group, it's much more like 20 to 30% reach in your group. So that means the content that you put in your group is going to reach more of the members of the group. Okay? But you can't really start a fan page or a group with no members, right? So back to this, 5,000 people, grow that, invite them to your group, invite them to your fan pages, and get the ball rolling that way. So that's a huge asset if you're if you're just starting out, you have no real connections, you don't know any influencers or anything like that, and you're just going to do this grassroots style to grow your social media networks. So the one other huge benefit is that when you have 5,000 people as friends, you can also reach these people as well, and you're going to reach just about as much as your group is, but way more than your fan page. So, me, ideally, what I like to do is focus on my 5,000 friends and focus on my group, and then build my fan page as a third thing. And unless I'm spending money on my fan page, it's not going to be growing as fast as I would want it to, or not nearly as fast as my group.
Do you ever recommend starting an entirely new personal page to start marketing from?
Okay, what's that? Tiffany asks, do I recommend starting a entirely new Facebook personal page to start this whole process? And I would say yes and no. It's kind of an interesting question because yes, if you're going to use your name and your real personality, you're going to be yourself and just create a second Facebook page or personal page to do this. No, if you're going to create a fake account that is named someone else and you use a different picture, because eventually what Facebook will do is send you a message and say, is this your account or not? And they're going to make you submit a photo ID in order to prove that you own that account. And if it's a different name and a different person, you're going to lose your account and lose your progress in this whole process. So if you wanted to start fresh and start a new personal page, I would start it as you so that you can submit your identification and you own two different pages or two different personal pages, so you won't run into that problem. So I hope that answers the question for Tiffany. So that's kind of the breakdown of Facebook. How to get people to pay attention to build your audience essentially on Facebook is really what we're going for here. And like I said, I'm going to explain how to build your audience on the other platforms as well. Then we're going to move into content and how to engage people. So that's a really solid foundation of Facebook and how to drive to the different assets that Facebook has for you. Before I move on, hopefully maybe I can answer a couple more questions about Facebook, if they're out there. Yeah. Again, you can submit questions to knwagency@gmail.com, or you can just participate here in the YouTube live chat.
From Christy, what kind of group would you create? I know websites, graphic design group, creative code groups, but what kind of group would you recommend?
As far as the topic of group, she builds websites. I would start something like a mastermind group for designers and web builders, and get the community to share information about things that are working for them. Styles that are working really well for websites, templates that you're using, if so, and just sharing insider secrets to get people to feel like they're all part of a community that's building a knowledge base together. And I think that would be the most powerful group to start for an industry like yours, sort of a mastermind. And there's a lot of groups out there. If you're not already in them, you should check those out and see what kind of content they're producing as well. Yeah, and curate that content. Yeah, take the best from each group, take all the good posts, and put them into your group, so you create a lot of value in your group and for professionals that are part of your group as well.
From Schweg14, if you have a work fan page linked to your personal page or don't want to invite people you don't know to your personal page, want them to know about your work fan page, is there a way to do this? So essentially, is there a way to grow your work fan page without doing that invite? To
grow your Facebook fan page without inviting people from your personal page. Yeah, of course, but it's more of a paid method, and maybe leveraging your friends and family to invite their friends. But growing fan pages is very much paid right now, where you can go into Facebook groups and sort of slyly promote your Facebook page. That's kind of an in-depth process, and I can explain that later on. Again, for the sake of time, I want to move on to LinkedIn to show you guys how to build an audience there, and keep going. So LinkedIn is actually one of my favorite networks for growth. It's actually pretty easy to grow there, and the principles are the same. It's all about inviting people to connect, and a certain percentage of them connect with you, and then making sure that you're unfriending the people that you don't want to be connected with, and continuing to connect with the people that you want to be connected with. So what's really cool about LinkedIn is there's different search filters, so you can really target who you want to connect with, right? So there was a time where I was a recruiter and I wanted to connect with social media managers in Los Angeles. And I can literally find a list of every social media manager in LA by searching LinkedIn correctly, okay? And LinkedIn makes that very easy to do. You can break it down by all these different search filters here on the side and really target the people that you want to be connected with. And it pops up a list of those people, and there's a little connect button right here on the side. And you can just start adding those people rapidly on your desktop, or on the mobile app, you can add those people very quickly as well. What happened to me was I added over 3,000 people too quickly, and LinkedIn ended up putting a block on me where I needed an email to connect with people, and that was after about 3,000 connections. So you can build up about a 3,000 person network very quickly, probably in a couple weeks, and then you're good to go. You got 3,000 people going, and then if you do get the block, you're required to use an email to connect with more people, but there is ways around that as well. So the name of the game on LinkedIn is identifying your target market right within LinkedIn, just as you did on Facebook, searching for the exact type of people you want to be connected with, and adding them rapidly on the mobile version is really the way to go. Fun little story, when I started building my LinkedIn network, I would meet a friend at a bar, have a couple beers, and just be tapping on my phone pretty much the whole time we were there, and connecting with over 3,000 people in my target market. So I built my LinkedIn up to 3,000 people over having a beer. That's how easy it was. So you can do that to start your initial audience. And then there's also ways to find people's emails through different plugins that you can use on LinkedIn if you run into this email issue eventually. But if you get a notice from LinkedIn that says you're adding people too rapidly, don't worry, just respond to it and say, sorry, won't do it again, and then you can continue doing it until they write you again. It's gonna take about 3 times for them to actually require you to use an email. And then once you get that, in some cases I know people who do this all the time and have never gotten this message. So just keep on going, and then I have all your emails, and I'll give you all of our information at the end, and you can always reach out to me if you run into any problems with LinkedIn. But again, the idea is the same. Search the network for the people you want to be connected with, connect with as many of them as possible, and build your audience that way. So that's a real quick basic overview of LinkedIn. It's super easy. That's why I like LinkedIn the most. Facebook was a little bit more in depth than that, but that's how you build. That's how you build a LinkedIn fast. And there are other tools and stuff like that I can send you guys to help you maximize your efficiency on LinkedIn. So I hope you guys are kind of noticing a trend: adding people, and then managing that adding and unadding people, which is for Facebook and LinkedIn now. And then we'll go ahead and move quickly to Twitter as well. Do we have any questions that have been submitted on LinkedIn?
What would you recommend if you had a very different business very different businesses and projects, how to combine them, or is that even advisable?
If you had different various businesses, and like we do, we've got a lot going on. No, I would combine them. You know, you want to create your marketing messages that are very specific to each business. So, I mean, we're doing a little combining right now. We're live streaming on our KW page, and this is actually part of our social media university business. I guess it's okay to do that overlap sometimes, but you know, as you move forward and as you build out your businesses more and more, you want to separate them and create very specific marketing messages for each business to get the maximum return. You don't want to confuse people, you know, and if you have everything kind of all together, you're probably maximizing confusion. So that would be my answer to that question. Good. Cool. So I want to move on to Twitter too. So Twitter, again, let's remember what we learned from the past two networks. How do you grow a user base on Twitter? Well, Twitter is almost the exact same thing. Oh, I wrote in well, it doesn't matter because it's just Twitter, but got a little reflection there. So how do you find people on Twitter? Again, you can go to the advanced search tab, which is like a little tab at the top that says advanced. And you have all these search parameters that you can put in and target the specific audience that you want to reach, from hashtags to keywords, It's like this. Have these little sections. Location. You can choose to exclude certain keywords, but you want to get to that advanced tab and then create a search, and then Twitter is going to come up with a bunch of results of people that meet your search criteria, and you want to go out and connect with them. It's the same exact principles as connecting with people, getting your profile and your messaging in front of people is all about connecting with them and hoping that they connect back, okay? And when people don't connect back, you have to make sure to weed those people out and unfollow those people to make more room to follow. So that's one way to do it. There are definitely tools that you can use to find other people's fans. So for example, if you wanted to, if I wanted to find everyone who follows Derek, I can use a tool to look up all of his followers, and then I can go out and add them all as friends on Twitter, and hopefully some of them follow me back. But again, you want to look for people who are going to be targeted to what you're trying to sell them. If I want to sell something to social media managers, and Derek's fan base is all social media managers, I'm going to want to steal Derek's fan base and get them to follow me. So there are various ways to find people on Twitter. You can do Google search. There's various ways to connect with people on Twitter. There are some automation tools. There are ways to make this whole process a lot faster for you. Ways to kind of download lists of people and import them and then automatically connect with people. But the underlying idea that I want to keep communicating to you guys is identifying your target market and then connecting with them. This is like step one on every social media network. And this is particularly how you can get started on Twitter. And then we can move quickly over to Instagram as well, as far as getting started building an audience. Has anyone written in about Twitter at all? It's kind of a beast. There's a lot to explain here, but like I said, in this course, we're just going to kind of go over building an audience, creating content, and then re-engage.
Nothing on Twitter. We have one for LinkedIn.
Okay, yeah, because there is a little delay. So,
from Stephanie Cowan, do you set up the LinkedIn account with your personal information or your business information? I've never used LinkedIn before. Is it like Facebook where you have a person page and then you add groups to encourage people to gain interest in your business?
Yeah, so LinkedIn. just to go back to that, what you do on LinkedIn is you set up a personal profile and you add your jobs and your business, and you add all the information about what you do and essentially what you can offer. So if you're starting your own company, you really want to what's called optimize your LinkedIn profile and make sure that you clearly communicate on your profile what it is that you do and how you can help people. There are LinkedIn company pages, and LinkedIn company pages are very low-key. They don't get a lot of action. There are strategies for building those pages, but once you build your personal network, you can start filtering people over to your LinkedIn company page. And just naturally by connecting with people regularly, they'll see what companies you work for, and they'll click on your company and they'll actually go and follow your company as well. So I guess the point to communicate here is building your personal profile on all of these networks first is number one, and then bringing them over to your company profile is number two. And just a quick word of advice: it's always more fun and interesting to follow a person than it is a company in most cases. So start with yourself and then bring it over to the company if that's what you're trying to do is build out a reputation for your company as well. So that was back to LinkedIn. Is there anything else that came in?
From Tiffany Lee,
Yeah.
you keep referencing the importance of reading out unanswered friend requests.
Yeah.
How often do you typically let a request sit before deleting them as not going to social media regularly?
It's a really good question. So it depends on networks. People on Facebook are much more engaged. So what I would do is I would request somebody on Facebook and wait about 3 days for them to get back to me, 3 to 4 days. If they don't, then I consider that connection request gone. On LinkedIn, I wait about a week or to 2 weeks for people to respond to my requests, and then I cancel those sent requests and kind of start over. Twitter, I only wait like 5 days for Twitter because you're either active on Twitter or you're not. There's a lot of dead profiles there, so I'm not trying to waste my time on Twitter specifically. So it just kind of ranges, but I'd say overall just give it a week, because if people are active on their social media networks, they'll connect or respond or deny you essentially within a week. So I think that would be a great strategy, and that's what I try to follow regularly.
So Ben Harrison, who earlier asked about the different pages for the different aspects of the business, or for the different businesses, he asks, can you have different businesses under the same name account on this, these platforms?
Can you have different businesses under the same, what?
Different businesses under the same name
For LinkedIn, was it?
for these platforms. So I'm assuming he's referencing Facebook.
Oh, well, when you create a personal profile on any of these networks, you can say what companies you work for or what companies you own. So the answer is yes. If you have a Facebook page that says who you are and what you do, you can put as many companies as you want under your name. Same with LinkedIn. Twitter has a little bit more limited space that the profile that you can fill out, but if you can fit it all in there, you can put it in there. Instagram too. So yeah. So quickly moving over to Instagram, and again, I want to make the point very clear that this is all stuff. If you're just starting out and you're not really trying to, oh God, Instagram. This is all stuff that if you're just starting out, these are like the basic things that you want to do to get your account going and get some attention from what you're doing. Instagram is basically the same thing. You can search, people, places, hashtags. Is there one more? There's people, places, hashtags. What's the other thing that you can search here? A popular page, but just to look. So no, it's just top. So it's basically people, places, and hashtags, right? So with these search parameters, you can find the type of people that you want to connect with on Instagram. What I like to do is focus more on places and hashtags. So my strategy for Instagram is to figure out where my target audience hangs out, right? So social media managers in LA are pretty social people for the most part. So there's a lot of like hipster bars and clubs and stuff that those people would hang out in LA. So I look at those locations. I'll type in, those different locations in places. It will pop up a feed of pictures of people who have tagged themselves at that specific location, and I can look at those people and decide whether or not those would be good people to connect with. So if you're looking for like younger people like in their 20s, maybe you could look at like hip bars or something like that. And so then you can go and connect with these people on Instagram. That's one example. You can be super creative. So if you want to connect with everyone at Netflix, you can actually search Netflix as a location and see where their corporate office is here in LA. And then all the pictures that come up are people who are tagging themselves at Netflix, and most of those people are employees at Netflix. And you can connect with people who are working at Netflix or visiting Netflix. You can do that also, with pretty much any company, Snapchat, anyone that has a location. And most of the pictures that are coming out of a company location are people who work there. So be creative in the way that you search for your targeted audience, and then you can go ahead and manually go through these pictures and connect with people there. And then also, obviously, hashtags. I'll give you a quick example with hashtags. My father sells martini olives online. And if I search hashtag dirty martini, all I see is tons of pictures of people who are posting their dirty martini. I have an Instagram account called Dirty Martini, and I go and like all of their pictures and connect with them. And an enormous amount of those people connect with me and then start to like my pictures because they literally might have posted a dirty martini pic and I'm one of the first people to like their picture. Or a lot of people on Instagram aren't influencers, so they have a very small following. So when you like their picture, they notice it. So people who are posting their dirty martinis, I'm all over it. I'm liking and connecting with those people, and that's growing my fan base because I'm following those people and getting in front of those people. It's the same idea as we went over with Facebook, as we went over with LinkedIn, as we went over with Twitter too, is using the search filters on each social media network to identify your target market and then connecting, liking, following, interacting with those people, and then those people come back and follow you. Again, there are tools that you can use to speed these processes up, but that's all a different conversation. It's just much more in depth than we're going to go in this class right now. So I hope that kind of clears up Instagram a bit. These are the ways that you can use Instagram's platform itself, and you can also use Google searches to identify these people, and many other ways to identify people. And then again, the same idea of finding Derek's fan base and stealing them and getting them to go to my Instagram account applies, or from Twitter applies to Instagram as well. So there you go. That's basically building audience building on all pretty much the major platforms. And these principles apply to almost every other social media platform that is out there or that comes out. It's follow, unfollow, like, comment, all that stuff. Interact with other people's things, find your target market, interact with it, and then you get the followers out of that. You begin to get your first few followers, pay attention to your content, and then that's what I want to talk about next is the content piece. Do we have any questions about that that can pop up?
Not about that specifically, jumping back towards Facebook pages. Stephanie Cal, who runs Fitness Chain, would like to know if you would advise creating a group that focuses on what their gyms offer the clients or fitness in general. Should they stay broad or be more micro-focused?
If you go with a group that offers what your gym, that talks about what your gym can offer your clients, that's too salesy for me, that it's not engaging enough. I would go a general fitness group where people are sharing expert fitness tips, and you get other experts out there in the fitness world to contribute content and create the engaging content for that community. And then lying in the background is the fact that you are the owner of your gym, and you can kind of drop your subtle advertisements in that group as you go. The point is to create a community of information sharing and not this is what I do and this is what I can sell. That's just not engaging content. People aren't going to want to join that. So that would be my advice for, who was it again?
Stephanie.
For Stephanie. All right, cool. So basically we covered our audience piece. That is good. That's basic audience building, but now we need to move on to content. So once you have a bit of an audience going, like what do you post and how often do you post and how do you get these people to engage and grow and share your stuff? Kind of going a little bit over here, but just a few more things here, and we're good to go. We can pretty much open it all to questions. When it comes to content, you need to focus on the content that your target market will want to engage with and figure out how to get them interested in what you're talking about. So let's just use the example of social media managers again, for me particularly. So I build up my audience of social media managers. Obviously, I don't want to post content about fitness, right? I want to post content that these people are going to want to consume. And so I can either curate content or create content myself. Or have, in some cases, user-generated content. So if you're going to curate content, you're basically going to go out on the web and find content from other sources, maybe TechCrunch or other publications that you're going to want to post to your social media feeds. That could be number one. The only thing I don't like about curated content is you're driving people off your platform to somebody else's branding, essentially. So let's say it's TechCrunch. Then you're basically advertising TechCrunch. So what you want to do when you curate content is do a little opinion piece on the content. It could be a sentence of your opinion about this article and then drive people out. And then people will want to follow you because you have good opinions about other people's content. So that's curating content. Creating content yourself is when you either write a blog post or create a video and it's all original content and you're going for engagement on that specific platform. So a lot of people write pretty lengthy blog posts on Facebook. Let's just put FB, LinkedIn. People do it on Instagram and Twitter, not so much because of the character limit, but I think that's gone now. But this is all unique content, your own thoughts, your own videos, your own pictures and stuff like that. And typically this stuff, so you're not linking out to anything, so you're going to get more engagement and more reach. More people are going to see this than when you link out to something. And then you have your user-generated content, which is typically for like Facebook groups, or in some cases Facebook fan pages have it, and then it's also like comment section stuff. So in Facebook groups, other people are allowed to participate in the conversation and they can create their own posts and create their own links out to other things and stuff like that. And so these people are creating content for you. So these are like the three ways you create content. And then you always want to be mindful of, who your audience is, and are you creating good, curating, creating, or user-generated content? Is it good for your user base? Does anything come in for questions on content stuff? It's all on the past stuff because of the delay. Well, let me just finish up on the content and we'll get to that. So I mean, that really is basically it, but you want to be creating content every day. And I know, Abraham and these guys over here have some Facebook pages they update every hour on the hour. So that's 24 posts a day. Twitter is a network you need to hammer, so you got to post like 100 times a day on Twitter if you want to make an impact. Your Facebook personal page, post every day. Your Facebook fan page, post multiple times a day. Your Facebook group, most groups that I'm part of are posting around 6 times a day. LinkedIn, 3 times a day would be great. Instagram, you want to post early in the morning, you want to post midday, and you want to post late at night. So that's kind of the idea for generating content for your different social networks. And then again, we can get more into how to do the content more specifically in another class, but this is the basic idea of getting that content out to people and making sure that it's targeted to your users. So you got to be creative in how you produce content and how that turns into a conversion for you. Basically, what you want to do is get people hooked on your content, obsessed with your content, looking at your stuff all the time. So when you make a new post, and maybe it's something about your business, people are going to pay attention and then go to your web page or sign up for your business, or sign up for your services, or whatever it is. So along with content, and I think right before we move to the third phase, I want to answer a question that Derek has brought up here.
Sully Garcia asks, is there an easy way to unfollow the profiles that aren't following?
For what network? It wasn't specific.
Wasn't specific.
To unfollow profiles that aren't following you, there's a way to do it on every network. We explained about Facebook earlier. You can do it on Instagram as well. You just have to look at your followers and unfollow them. There's automation for that. Twitter, there's automation for that as well. You basically have to go find where your followers are housed on your social media network and then go and unfollow those people. But there's a way to do it on every network.
Stephanie Cowan asks, you just said create personal pages for social media. Would you suggest to be real about your life, as in share and post about your family and life events, or try to just post things related to your target audience?
So that's actually a great question. The question is, do you always post about your business, or do you post about your personal life as well? And I would say you want to do a good combination of both, and if you can tie them both into each post, that'd be great. People tend to follow you because of your personality and things that are kind of outside of your business, but your business can be a leading factor as well. So don't be afraid to share what you're doing that day, where you're eating, where you're going, who you're having meetings with, stuff like that. But figure out a way to tie your business into all of that. Having this delicious coffee before I move on to my next meeting with a new client today. And then, post yourself having coffee. So combining both is probably the most powerful thing. If you strictly do business posts and sort of salesy type posts and pitching yourself all the time, it's not something people are going to want to follow. You want them to fall in love with you and your personality and your business simultaneously.
Iris Fault asks, what about intellectual property protections on content from other sources that you want to add to your site?
So he's talking about curated content. Well, basically, if you link out to the content, then you're good. You don't want to just take somebody else's content and post it on your social media feeds. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. always link out to the people that you're talking about or promoting. Yeah.
Mickey Lowe asks, if you have an online store, should you conduct the transaction on Facebook product page or create a link through to your online store?
Say that one more time.
Mickey asks, if you have an online store, should you conduct the transaction on Facebook product page or create a link through to your online store?
Okay, so Abraham back there says A/B test both. Me personally, I haven't had a lot of experience selling products directly on Facebook. I know it can be pretty good if done well, but Abraham says A/B test both. So basically, try both, see which one works the best.
And Michelle Ryder asks, I work for a wedding venue and we are trying to reach a larger audience on Instagram. Do you have any suggestions, or do we just follow them and wait?
Well, you never want to follow and wait. You need to follow them and then produce good content that engages your followers. It'd be pretty easy to do something like that because you can, people always want to share their experiences from weddings. So you can engage with all of that content. And that actually brings me to the third phase of these social media basics, which is the follow-up. Once you start producing content and you have people interacting with your content, you don't just let it die. Like someone comments or likes, you gotta re-engage those people to keep your posts alive, essentially. Or if they share too. So somebody comments, oh my gosh, this picture is beautiful, you're gonna have to go back and comment and say, I know, I love it too. Or, thanks so much for the comment, maybe you wanna check out this or this, and try to keep the conversation going. So you need to say, every time you post and people interact with your posts, you need to stay on top of the follow-up. So one of the things that I do is, if people like a post from mine, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is, if they like it, I'll go and add that person, which basically mentions them in my new comment, and I'll say thank you for the like. And I'll just thank them for liking my post. And that re-engages them, they get a notification, and then they might comment, thank you back, right? And this helps the post to grow and grow and grow and get more interaction. So the third phase of this is following up and making sure that you re-engage everyone back in the comment section. One of the best platforms that this works for me on is Facebook and LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I tend to ask a lot of questions. People answer the questions in the comment, and then I give my opinion on their answer immediately. So as soon as they drop a comment, they get a notification that says Quentin just commented on or replied to your comment, and then they read that, and then they react, and then the post grows and grows and grows and starts reaching more and more and more people. So it's all about the follow-up. I kind of skipped over her question a bit. It was, just wait. I think she was saying just, follow them and wait. Yeah, wait for them to follow you back, but simultaneously produce a lot of great content. And when those people start interacting with the content, you have to follow up and engage them. So you never just drop your content and peace out, It's all about that re-engagement and that follow-up across the board, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So that's kind of the basic idea there with all of the platforms that we've talked about. And as I mentioned, like anything new that comes out, like Musical.ly or Snapchat, you have to keep these ideas in mind and figure out how you can apply these ideas to that new network. And these new networks will have new features. They'll have new ways of doing all of this stuff, and it'll be called different things. But all these principles apply to pretty much any social media network. When Google Plus came out, they have all these same features too. You can run game on Google Plus just the same way as you can Facebook, LinkedIn, or anything else really. So as long as you understand those basics, then you're good to go. And what you want to do as a next step is figure out how you can automate some of this stuff. Research tools that will help you to do these things that I'm talking about, and be more efficient as you move forward. Was there any more questions? I want to give it a second and see if we can wrap it up for like maybe 5 more minutes on questions.
There was a question earlier from Brendan. We're having trouble becoming verified on social media. We have 28,000 Facebook followers and over 5,000 followers on Twitter and nearly 5,000 followers on Instagram. What do we do?
Say that one more time. Sorry, there's a lot of followers that they just mentioned.
Sorry, essentially it's just how to become verified on social media.
How to become verified? Like get the verification badge? I mean, you know that on Instagram more than I do. It's pretty much reaching out to them, right? I don't have any of my accounts verified. So, is there anything that you want to?
Typically, you would just go and you have to have your company set up. So you would go to facebook.com/ I forgot what your verification is, but yeah, you upload your company information, you verify that it's you and you own the company, and Facebook should verify it. Like once you have over 10,000 on any sort of company, you could get verified as long as you go through the process.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically it looks as though once you have over 10,000 people on pretty much across the board, and you can look up what it is on any other social media network, figure out the process of going and getting verified, because it's different for each one, but it's basically submitting your information and everything correlating so that whatever network you're trying to get verified on is able to in fact verify. So I mean that's just the short answer, but it's pretty easy to do. We can send some follow-up email about how to do that more specifically after this live stream. Is there anything else? We're good? Cool. So guys, I just want to hit those main points one more time and then emphasize that there are ways that you can advance. So, number one, of course, before you really do anything is your audience. Okay? Building that audience, follow, unfollow, like, comment. That's how you get the attention. Build your audience, okay? Number two is content. So create content that your fan base, your audience is going to like, whether that's curated content, whether that's content that you produce yourself, or that's user-generated content that you can get other people to do, and then three would be follow-up or re-engage. Okay, and once you have all these pieces running simultaneously on all your networks or any network, you'll start to see your growth. And then like I said in the beginning, this is definitely the basics of social media. This is how you get everything rolling. But the next step would be understanding what tools you can use to automate some of these processes and really take your social media to the next level. And what we do is we specialize in something called growth hacking, which very much focuses on tools and automation to help grow your social media. Without a basic fundamental understanding of social media, then you want to understand the tools. So that's why we wanted to teach this class to get you prepped so you can then take the next steps. I want to encourage you guys to reach out to me, Quentin Ford at knwagency@gmail. I can answer any questions that you guys might have had during this live stream that you weren't able to get answered. We also have launched a platform called Social Media University, which is an online library of different videos and tutorials that you can check out to help advance your social media. So we talk a lot about automation tools. We talk a lot about efficiency, how to grow your following, super fast with these tools. A lot of different cool stuff in there that are specific to the different social media networks that I think you guys would really benefit from. And that URL is Let me just write it down for you guys real quick in case you're interested in checking it out. Derek, if you could drop it in the comments, that would be awesome too. It's KNW. It's KNW-social-media-university. Let me just, here, if you type it in the browser, like open a new tab, it's KNW dash, and then, okay, so it's KNW, it's a long one, guys. So it's KNW dash social dash media dash university. And then what is it, dash teachable.com? Is it dot teachable? So KNW dash social dash media dash university dot teachable. It's a long one, I said. .com. And like I said, this is where we're hosting like tons of tutorial videos that really go in depth about all this stuff and can help you take your social media to the next level from beginner to skyrocketing this stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll definitely be able to answer any of your questions again at knwagency@gmail.com. And it was great interacting with you guys, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Peace.